Hello baby boys, in today's video I'm giving you 10 reasons why I hate townies and never play with them in The Sims 2. Number 1. No ancestors. Every townie is just dropped in the game, no parents, no grandparents, no siblings, no one. And I should add that townies are the unplayable sims that live around the neighborhood. That's not what we call the pre-made families like the Goths, the Calientes, or the Pleasants, so this video is not about them, just make sure everybody's on the same page. To me, one of the best parts of The Sims 2 was exploring my Sims family trees and seeing everyone who came before then. This added so much background and made everything feels more important too, but when it comes down to townies, no ancestors to be found. I might be on my own, but I would never marry a sim with a lot of ancestors to a sim with no ancestors at all. Their family tree would look horrible this way. The fact that townies don't have real relationships is behind most of my reasons to dislike them. That's why I actually enjoy Townieview by Marticore. She was able to connect townies and create families in a way that makes a lot of sense. And I also enjoy it because, yeah, take those motherfuckers out of my hood. I'll be quick, I have a goal of 5,000 subscribers this year, so please subscribe so I don't embarrass myself. Liking this video and leaving a comment would help a lot too. I'm begging you, please subscribe, I need your help to make more and more videos about The Sims 2. Now let's go. Number 2. The Pleasantview townies. What about them? Are they special? Well, yeah, a little bit. Every hood has townie pools, but Pleasantviews are the only ones that get dropped into every new hood you make, so you'll be seeing these faces everywhere, and this makes no sense at all. There's no escape. They're also the most well-known townies, so you probably know these faces, and they're also the townies from Townieview, so Marticore just had to create the hood and they were already there. I mean, Guppy Gil's Carbo was even brought back in The Sims 3's Monte Vista, and he has the same face as Alexander Goth, so in my mind, he is the father. There's a tutorial of how to stop Pleasantview townies from invading your hoods. If you're making a custom hood, this is a must. Number 3. The fact they're pretty much immortal beings. On Bad Netty's video on townies, she says one of the reasons she decided to play with them is so they can actually die at some point. The only way townies age at all is when your sim ages, and you can choose up to 3 townies I think to age with them, so townies eventually become elders, but they never die of old age. This way your hood will look more like a retirement home and less like a feudal town. The lack of story progression always bothered me, but at least we can manually play and progress every family. Now when it comes down to townies, there are 30 townies in Pleasantview, and if you add downtown and Blue Water Village, many more will come. The invasion is real, so imagine having to play every single one of those for them to actually age, progress and die. This is crazy. They should have an expiration date. Number 4. How obsessed they are with my sims. Townie will find their way into your sims' homes and your head. They'll always invite themselves in, forcing a relationship you don't really want. They'll try to be your children's friend, convince your boss that you need to befriend them to get promoted, show up all the time and be at every community lot you visit. I hate when my sims interact with a townie, because then they're part of their life, and that means part of my game. I always go into SimPE to remove these relationships, but I'm always doing my best to avoid them in the game. Townies are like a plague, they're not meant to be touched or talked to. Number 5. The endless spawn of townies. Yes, they just keep coming. I don't know exactly when or why, cause I'm not April Black studying the game's code, but the game will keep spawning townies, so the ones I was complaining about are actually just part of a much bigger problem. I mean, I understand why townies exist. They wanted the hood to be populated with a lot of sims, so the player would have more options and the hood would feel more alive. That's why townies keep coming back. On one hand, I get it, but the way townies were made makes the hood feels robotic and fake instead of alive. This gives major the Stepford Wives vibes. This isn't just an opinion based on my personal taste, so many townies will significantly impact the character limit of hoods. Number 6. How they don't have memories. Every pre-made sim has memories because they have a past, a history to share, but that's not the case with townies and it's just too frustrating. I have a whole video about how my gameplay style is based on memories, so you know I care a lot about them. And if you actually try to add memories to your townies, do you know what happens? They get erased. Yes, but there's a mod for that, and every time I enter Perfect Wood, I have to make sure the mod is in my folder so my beautiful Perfect Wood townies keep their memories, as unlike EA townies, I gave them a bunch of memories and ancestors too. I don't know man, I just care a lot about these tiny pieces in the game. Number 7. Their faces. I'm not saying they're ugly, although I think they are, but the problem is a lot of townies share the exact same face, although we have 27 face templates, many were not used. This makes the entire hood feel and look dead and soulless, just like The Sims 4. And as the game generates new townies, new clones arrive, as the game just picks one of the faces and call it a day. Now imagine marrying a townie and suddenly realizing he's probably the father of 20 Sims in town. Is this orphan black? Cause it sure feels like it. I think it would be awesome if the game randomized face traits, creating unique faces instead of repeating the same ones over and over, but that's not the case. Number 8. Their lack of lore. So no ancestors, no memories, no real relationships, no unique faces, and no lore. There's nothing to be explored when it comes down to townies. No exciting discovers, no juicy secrets, nothing. This is a piece of Sims 4 instead of Sims 2, honestly. To me, lore matters a lot, so that's probably the biggest reason why I don't touch townies. It's so much easier to connect with a sim when I feel like I get and know them. Townies, on the other hand, are a big mystery to me. Who they are, why they are, how they are, I don't know, and this bothers me. Number 9. The NPC townies. Everything above but worse. The NPC townies are the ones working in community lots, like the cash register and the DJ, but also the ones you can hire, like the maid and the gardener. They don't have memories, lore, anything, but unlike the normal townies, there's no way of making them age, so the maid who had an affair with your grandfather is the same one doing your dishes today. Kaylin and Greg is the most famous NPC ever, and I love her to the moon and back, but that's because I actually know her. She wants a family and believes Daniel will leave his wife for her, poor thing. NPCs are actually a different category of Sims, and there's limited interactions available for them. This also sucks, but I do get why the game works this way. Still, I would prefer if they eventually died or retired, as this would be more realistic. Finally, number 10. How everybody calls any pre-made a townie nowadays. Like I said before, they're like a plague, and now they have infected the players too. So sometimes we refer to Pleasantview, Strange Town and the others as a town, but they're actually hoods that are part of a city. The Sims living in the hood are called pre-mades, and the Sims living in the town, townies. We can control and play with the Sims from the hood, but the only way to play with townies is by moving them in. They're like background characters, so it really bothers me when people call the main characters townies, especially when they're so different for all the reasons I mentioned above. And that's it for today's video, baby boys. Oh well, I do hate townies, but Marty Carr's TOWNIES has made them a little bit better, so make sure to check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.